Planes, and then we're gonna wipe the field here with a secondary Shatter Sky, and he cannot handle it. Ow! Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to sub for your chance to win up to 500,000 gems. Yesterday we took a look at Mono Red Aggro. Today we're playing Azorius Control. This is another top Mythic deck, you guys. Mythic number 9 by Sender. Congratulations on the sick push, Sender, and even more so the sick build. We are crushing on this deck hard, you guys. We absolutely love it. It has a lot of new cards in it, and they fit really good with Control. So let's break it down and get into some of the cards and some of the strategy. First off, we're starting with 2 drops. We have no 1 drops. So this, like we talked about with our mana curve, is a control curve. So it's going to be pushed back a little bit, and we're going to have more 5 and 6 drops than 1 and 2 drops. So the Birth of Maltese, search your library for a basic Plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. On turn 2, create a 0/4 wall defender, which is great, and then on turn 3, you gain 2 life. Omen of the Sea has flash, so you're casting this on your opponent's end phase. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2, then draw a card. Sacrifice Omen and scry 2 as well, which is really cool. Dovin's Veto ×1. This spell can't be countered. Counter target non-creature spell. Thrasa's Intervention. Choose 1. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put up to 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Counter target spell unless its controller pays twice X. Banishing Light. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. Thirst for Meaning, another instant, so we're casting this on our opponent's end step here as well, much like Omen of the Sea. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an enchantment card. Teferi Time Raveler ×4. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. This means nothing off of their main phase, you guys. If you put a spell out, they can't counter it even if it's on their main phase because it's on the stack. So all they can cast is that initial spell, nothing on instant speed, which is really, really cool. +1, until your next turn you may cast sorcery spells as if they have flash, and -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand, you draw a card. Absorb ×4, counter target spell, you gain 3 life. Shatter the Sky. This is going to result in so many concedes, you guys. It's not even funny. For 4, which is incredible, 1 turn before time wipe, each player who controls a creature with 4 or greater power draws a card, then destroy all creatures. Oh my god, a field wipe for 4. I love it. Elspeth Conquers Death. On turn 1, exile target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Turn 2, non-creature spells that your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast on your next turn. And on turn 3, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield and put a 1/1 loyalty counter on it. We also have Dream Trawler ×2, Flying Lifelink 3/5. Whenever you draw a card, it's going to get +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever you attack, draw a card, and you can discard a card. It's going to gain Hexproof until end of turn, and then you tap it, which is really, really cool. So it says 3/5, but really what it means to say is 5/5 because you draw on your first step, it goes to 4, and then when it attacks, it goes to 5. And you can tap it once it's attacked, or discard once it's attacked to give it Hexproof if you want. We also have 2 Castle Ardenvales and 2 Castle Vantresses mixed in with 4 temples. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the play strategy here. It's very basic for a control deck, which is great for players like me. You ramp into 4, play Shatter the Sky, win the game. It's as easy as that. Get to 6, play your Dream Trawler, win the game again. But if things are really bad for you guys and you're finding that Shatter the Sky is not doing it for you, you can try 2 things. The first is play it off of Teferi's Plus ability on your opponent's end step. That's going to shift it to your turn. You can pass your turn and then start countering whatever he plays after that. The other thing that you could do is if it's going to get countered and you can't play it with Teferi to protect him, you could wait until you hit 7 mana, play it so you hold up the counter. We also have Dovin's Veto to hold up there, so you could maybe just get to 6 with Dovin's Veto, which is reasonable considering we were using Time Wipe for 5 just weeks ago. So the Birth of Maltese helps us grab our land. It doesn't help us ramp up, but it makes sure it's there, which really helps us play Teferi on turn 3 all the time, which is really great. And then hopefully our Teferi can survive also with our wall token that we get. And then we should be able to either A, control the match from there, or B, we wipe and start anew, and then endgame is just Dream Trawler. There's too much value hidden in Dream Trawler. If it's not immediately removed, you're gonna win, and you can give it hexproof, you guys, which is incredible. Plus we have the counter spells to protect it that much more. So you guys are really gonna like today's deck. It's a little expensive. There's a lot of brand new rares in there, but if you have them, play it, you're gonna enjoy it. Sender took this deck up to Mythic place number 9, so it's an absolute incredible build. Let me know your guys' results here. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video to help the channel grow. You can also follow us on Twitch every morning, 6 a.m. PST, and we will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Alright, so we seen a top aggro deck yesterday. Now let's look at a top control deck. Admittedly, we're maybe not the best at control, but we have big hopes for today's video, you guys. No glasses, can't read the cards. Who cares? Let's just toss them out and pretend it's an aggro deck, right? I'm just kidding. We're gonna hold up our absorbs as long as we can and try to prioritize them for something that's important and game changing. Something that needs to immediately be countered. We do have the draw as well, which is gonna be really nice. Castle Ardenvale, one of our best lands. And it looks like we're in maybe a little bit of a counter off. This is an instant speed though, so we can play that on his turn, which is going to open up a lot of this game for us. Right, so he's not playing. He wants to counter us again, paying life for these lands and just allowing us. We're gonna discard 2 cards instead. 2 lands, why not? Right, we have 3. There's no need really to stack 4 here. So again, we're just playing this weird control match with our opponent. So now I'm not actually really into countering that. It doesn't change the game like we talked about. So we're gonna allow him to do this. Looks like today's video will probably only be 1 match, you guys. Kind of a downside to this. Let's go ahead and take that Flash Scry. I mean, I don't care. It's fine, right? We're gonna take the Scry land, play it next turn. No, we play it this turn. Redo our Scry. Another Scry land, which we're gonna allow because eventually we're going to need to have enough to play our Dream Trawler for 6, and then a counterspell on top of our Dream Trawler, which is like pretty gross. Let's take that draw. Ooh. I don't mind that. That could deal with an opposing Dream Trawler. If it does hit the field, we can pass here. He's giving us the good game and he can't handle it. We outplay a control player by just chilling and basically doing nothing, you guys. It's as easy as that. Alright, so let's try to have a better match than the first. I still want to win, but I would like maybe a little bit more engagement than just holding counter spells in my hand until my opponent concedes. Not a great draw hand, in all honesty. Our opponent does go first. We're really relying on land. We can toss our Banishing Light just because our Omen of the Sea is going to increase the chance of land that we're going to draw. Alright, nice and slow start here. So this will be an enchantment deck, Selesnya in nature. Let's see what we can do. Paradise Druid is great. We're gonna allow that. He gets to scry. Goes to the bottom. Let's also take a scry. I don't mind, let's leave it just like that. We're gonna play our Teferi here because we don't have a counter. And we're simply gonna plus him. Right, he goes to 5, out of reach from the Paradise Druid. Chances are he's just gonna use the mana and tap anyways. We see his second season, so he has so much value coming his way that we're not gonna be able to compete with it. We're doing quite well here though. Let's toss a growth to his hand. We can end our turn here, toss an Omen out. He has the ability to kill our Teferi if he wants. To be honest, that's probably not a bad play. His mana is tapped though now, that's a little bit of a problem. And then Citizen Champion, ton of value here. We could have played our Omen of the Sea there, I accidentally clicked through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next turn is 6, so let's just chill out here. Well, we don't mind countering anything that he has at this point. That's actually relatively good. We're gonna go ahead and just nuke his field because we have Dream Trawler next turn. He's no creatures on the battlefield, so nothing to target a creature with, so he's not gonna be drawing a card this turn, which is really good. He does get to scry, but again, we can just now Teferi bounce his Citizen Champion, and he's still left without an attacker. We might also want to progress our Dream Trawler, but again, if it's an enchantment, he's going to be able to get that draw from both the Citizen Champion and or the Season's Growth. Yeah, it's just when it enters the battlefield, it doesn't even have to target us. Season of Growth has to target us. So we can pass here, ending our turn. We can counter anything under 2. Well, we can actually counter this. Should we? Probably. Unless he counters twice 1, which is 2, and he cannot. Right, so just keeping those creatures off the battlefield. We can plus our Teferi. We could counter whatever he does again.
That's more like it.
But at this point, we might want to just throw a Teferi, or sorry, a Dream Trawler on the field. If he has anything to do with it, we can discard a card from our hand, giving it Hexproof, and that's a complete lockout again, you guys. Alright, so game 1, our opponent just immediately conceded. Game 2, our opponent had a little bit of land trouble, but again, we were able to block him out perfectly. Let's see how we make out in game 3. I like the hands, right? Turn 2 Temple is not the worst. Castle Vantress, a pretty good land. I wouldn't mind having 2 of those. Rakdos Nice is going to do some damage though. We are going to want to push into our Shattered Sky as soon as possible. We will grab a Defender for turn 3 though, so we don't get absolutely annihilated. Alright. Oh, taking my Shatter the Sky. Ouch, that sucks. We need to top deck another, or this is going to be game. There it is, you guys. We are lucky ducks. That's all I have to say about this whole equation. Let's pass. We can basically counter anything he's doing next turn. If it's a creature, we might actually just let it hit the field. If he has another drill bit, I'm gonna lose my mind. Right, let's force him to pay his mana for the death touch if he wants it. Ouch. Another knight. Fine. Spawn of Mayhem. Fine. So we're clicking through really quick. So he thinks that we didn't have any counters. And we're going to go ahead and take the draw here. He's fully tapped. We can resolve those. And then instead of our turn, we're going to draw on his turn a little bit more. And, well, we can toss a temple. And probably an island. Plenty of land in the hen house here. Even more, we cannot even get rid of it enough. Let's toss that plains. And then we're going to wipe the field here with a secondary Shatter Sky. And he cannot handle it. Ow! Alright, so that last match we did was actually a lot better. He was able to scoop our first removal or field wipe out of our hand, and then we top deck a second and hit him with it for the auto concede, which is really, really great. We go first here. We get the scry, could look for a land, and let's really try to get you guys a good control match here. I've never won so many control matches so quickly. Normally, we're playing for hours when we play control, but we're getting in and out here. Absolutely love it. Again, this is a top 10 Mythic deck this month, so it is absolutely loaded with power. Our opponent is paying life for a Grazer. Interesting. I guess we'll allow it. And we've got some Sultai action that we're gonna really need to look out for here. We can grab another land, which is really gonna help us because our Castle Vantress is gonna come in tapped until we draw an island. So it's nice to be able to play our third turn here for our Teferi, because we'd be getting held up if we didn't. Alright, let's see what he's gonna do. He can play his third mana and do something, I'm sure. Paying life for it. Into a Woe Strider, so this is gonna get dirty, you guys. Making the goat. He can sacrifice instant speed anytime he wants. So that shuts down our Teferi in a couple ways. It'll basically make us lose our draw, unless we're targeting the Woe Strider himself. That could be worth it. Uh-oh, our favorite card is just showing up. Thank you. We're gonna play our Teferi and just bounce this Woe Strider. That's our ideal line of play here.
Right on schedule.
He's not gonna sacrifice himself.
Might be a bad idea.
Which is great. Hopefully we draw another land that does not come out tapped. We need that to happen, you guys, for this to be successful. Well, no, our blocker can save our Teferi, so we do have that one spare turn. And it looks like he's taking a turn off as well. So we'll allow it. We will allow it. This is okay. And we just pull our favorite card in the whole deck. Dream Trawler, you know what it is. Blessing here, gonna let our opponent go. Worst case, we take a draw, right? Any creature, we're taking a draw. Only thing that we maybe need to counter is some form of removal or instant / sorcery. Woe Strider will allow. And he's creating the goat here, which is pretty cool. And again, people absolutely hate Shattered the Sky. I have a strong feeling our opponent's going to concede here as well. Let's go ahead and take this draw. Thirst for Meaning. Drawing 3 cards, then discarding an enchantment. We're going to decline this, and we're going to toss out a Thirst for Meaning and one of our counters. We like the single target exile. That's quite good. Teferi's up. We can plus that. We can do this instant speed, which is really quite nice.
I've got it.
And then our opponents go. That's it, you guys. We have a full hand. We're ready to ruin our opponent. This is Control. I absolutely love it, and I'm really looking forward to playing more of this deck. He's taking the Scry, which is recommendable, I suppose. Sacrificing another creature. Wow. So all of a sudden I'm not feeling so good about Shattered the Sky. Not getting as much value, but still we're doing something here. He's prolonging it even more. Just looking through his deck, taking his time. That's the card he wanted to see. And nice. So we could take... Oh, no, we don't have to. He should have played those the other way around because now we get to nuke him. Hello, good game. Let's go into attack phase. Let's just blast him. He says hello back, but does he realize the consequence? Oof. He can go ahead and basically sacrifice everybody. Scry his whole deck away. It's an awkward situation at best. Puts it to the bottom. I imagine we'll see everything sacrificed. Why wouldn't you? Again, he's getting some value from them, which is really, really good. We did clear them before Nightmare Shepherd, though, which is maybe my second favorite card in the set. Oh my god, I just absolutely love it. Alright, plussing our Teferi again.
Here goes nothing.
And literally, yeah, we're just gonna sit on it. Just chilling. Vanifair. Let's counter. That makes sense. We just have to pay 1. Because he's unable to pay 2. Which is great. Our turn again. Now we've got an Absorb to rock and roll with. We're still a little back on land. But we're okay. We have plenty of shenanigans in our hands still. He is doing his escaped Wolfstrider. And you know what? I'm not too into letting it hit the battlefield. Right? Let's absorb here. It's not as high priority as his Nightmare Shepherd, but if we can draw land next turn, just like we do, not much else matters. Our truly beloved can hit the field. Oh, do we not have enough? We don't. We are just a couple of silly ducks here, you guys. Let's go ahead and draw the land that we're going to need next turn. Actually, I think we'll be able to play it this turn, no? No. Pass. We still threaten a counter. We have removal on anything. The next turn, not instant speed, it's going to hit the field first, but 2 exiles and a bounce. Not bad. Alright, Nightmare Shepherd in the fray. Let's go ahead and take a draw. So we're going to throw out one of our single target exiles. Let's go ahead and just stack value at this point. Basically shutting down everything our opponent plans to do from now until next Christmas. And I know what you're saying, we just had Christmas. That's how long we plan on doing this. He grabs another, which is pretty cool. We could just bounce this and replay it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, he's not into it. He knows that there's no way around it. We just have so much value. So that was our Azorius Control Deck. Honestly, Dream Trawler is broken. It says 3/5. It really means to say 5/5. And then we have new sweepers like Shatter the Sky. You don't even need Time Wipe anymore, you guys. And that used to be one of our best. Shatter the Sky, Elspeth Conquers Death. Like, oh my gosh. Classic absorbs to fairies. Banishing Light's really cool because it's target permanent, which is amazing. And then, you know what? It's just so much fun. You guys are really going to love this deck. I'll let you sort it all out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, check us out on Twitch every morning, 6 a.m. PST. So we'll see you then.